Hi everyone, welcome to Medicine YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about lipoprotein. Lipoprotein consist of lipids. Lipids plus protein which is known as lipoprotein. Basically, the lipids plus protein which is generally called as lipoprotein. The function of the lipoprotein is transport vehicle for lipids in the blood. It transports the lipids in the blood and delivers the lipid component to the various tissues. And this lipoprotein delivers the lipid component to the various tissue. Apoprotein. The protein part of the lipoprotein is known as apoprotein. As I have just said in the above, which is lipid plus protein, which is known as lipoprotein, and this protein part is known as apoprotein. The protein part of the lipoprotein is known as apoprotein. The functions of the apoprotein. It behaves as a structural component of the lipoprotein. It is the structural component of the lipoprotein. Recognize the cell membrane receptor, and it recognizes the cell membrane receptor which is present in the cell membrane. It goes and recognizes it and activates the enzyme of lipoprotein metabolism. And it activates the enzyme of lipoprotein metabolism. Classification. The lipoproteins are classified into 4 types. First one is chylomicrons. Next one very low density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein as well as high density lipoprotein. These are the 4 types of the lipoprotein. In this video you will see about the chylomicrons and very low density lipoprotein. In next video you will see about the low density lipoprotein as well as high density lipoprotein. Apoprotein. Types of apoprotein. We will see now the types of the apoprotein. ApoA1 activates the lecithin cholesterol acetyltransferase. It activates the LCAT, which is ApoA1 activates the LCAT, which is lecithin cholesterol acetyltransferase, a ligand for HDL receptors. An anticholinergic. The ApoB100 is a component of LDL. The ApoB48 is a component of chylomicron. These are the components which are ApoB100, which is a component of LDL, and the ApoB48 is a component of chylomicron. The ApoA1 activates the lecithin cholesterol acetyltransferase. This is the ligand of HDL and anticholinergic. This ApoC2, as I have said already, it activates lipoprotein lipase. ApoE present in the chylomicrons. Now we will see about the chylomicron. This is the first classification we are seeing in the lipoprotein, formed in the intestinal mucosal cells. It is formed by intestinal mucosal cells rich in triglyceride, and it has ApoBeta48 and ApoA, and ApoC and ApoE are added from HDL, high density lipoprotein. The function of this are the chylomicron transports the dietary triglyceride from intestine to the adipose tissue for storage. This chylomicron which transports the dietary triglyceride. The dietary triglycerides are transferred from the intestine to the adipose tissue for storage. Metabolism of chylomicron. The major site of metabolism are adipose tissue and skeletal muscle. APO2 activates the lipoprotein lipase LDL, and this lipoprotein lipase hydrolyzes triglyceride in the chylomicron to the fatty acid and glycerol. The major metabolism of the chylomicron takes place in adipose tissue as well as skeletal muscle. The APO2 activates the lipoprotein lipase, and this lipoprotein lipase which is used to change the triglyceride to fatty acid and glycerol by the lipoprotein lipase. When there is lack of this APO2 which activates the lipoprotein lipase, when there is a lack in this, so there is more accumulation of the chylomicron and there is increased level of VLDL, which is very low density lipoprotein in the blood. The heparin causes a release of LDL from the tissue and clears the lipemia. The insulin increases the activity of lipoprotein lipase. Now we will see about the very low density lipoprotein. Very low density lipoprotein are synthesized in the liver from glycerol and fatty acid. The fatty acid and the glycerol synthesize very low density lipoprotein. The important components of the ApoB100 as well as C2E and ApoC1C2, and E is obtained from very low density lipoprotein transposed endogenously synthesize the triglyceride from the liver to the peripheral tissue. The triglycerides are transported from liver to the peripheral tissue by the very low density lipoprotein. The metabolism. The half-life period of very low density lipoprotein is 1 to 3 hours. In peripheral tissue, the ApoC2 activates the lipoprotein lipase. The lipoprotein lipase hydrolyzes the very low density lipoprotein and liberates the fatty acid and glycerol. The lipoprotein lipase hydrolyzes the very low density lipoprotein and liberates the fatty acid and glycerol, and they are taken up by the adipose tissue and skeletal muscle. Now it is named as IDL, which contains less triglyceride and more cholesterol. That's all about the very low density lipoprotein. In next video you will see about the low density lipoprotein as well as high density lipoprotein. Thank you. If you like this video, please to like, share and comment my YouTube channel. If you have any doubt on it, please to comment it. Please to subscribe. Thank you.